Hello, this is Roland. Today I want to talk a bit more about the meditative life and how simple it is. It's a simple way to become less stressed, to be able to conquer stress, not be stressed by things, and then to be able to look at the results of previous wrong reactions. And gradually, as time goes by, to have those also resolve themselves. But even more important, the meditative life is a life of peace of mind. And it's a life of calmness. Now, there's an interesting thing. Let's talk about faith for just a moment, what faith is. Adam. How did Adam lose? See, Adam knew God. Adam knew God intimately. But he believed a lie or doubted the truth. And the lie was that if he ate of the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, that he would not die, and he would become a god. See, that was the lie. And he believed it. Or he doubted the truth, what he knew in his heart, and what God had told him, not to eat of that tree. So it was through a wrong belief, believing the lie, that lie separated him from the truth. And then once he was separated from the truth, he couldn't get back to the pure faith that he had had. And instead, he gradually became subject to the source of that lie. So lie separates you from the truth, but then it also then makes you subject to the source of the lie and responsive. See, faith prevents response. See, the faith, believing just pure faith in God and what is right and good, that pure faith protects you. See, it's like being well. When you're well, you don't even know you're well. You feel good. Okay? It's only when you're sick that you think back and say, wow, that was really nice when I was well. See? It's like a state of being, it's like a natural state of being, faith. It's like what the ancient patriarchs had, like Abraham and Jeremiah, Noah. See, they walked with God. It's just a natural state. But when Adam believed a lie, or when anyone believes a lie, it separates them from the truth. And so the pure faith is gone. And what is believing the lie is a response. See, when you respond to the lie, you like the lie. You incline toward the lie. You give your attention to the lie. You start to allow the lie to paint pictures in your mind, what things could be like if you went for that lie. See? And you gradually become subject to it. And you're responding to it with belief. And from that then comes a whole, by extension, all manner of responses and belief and wrong beliefs, wrong responses and wrong beliefs. Okay, and those responses, that's the beginning of emotion. See, if you have faith, you're calm. So calmness is not responding. If somebody calls you a name, you don't respond. If you see somebody making an error, you see the error, but you don't react with judgment, with anger. See, you remain calm, self-possessed, implacable, a bit distant. See, and you don't. So there's no emotion. But as soon as you break communication, rapport with this pure faith by believing a lie, then a rupture occurs, a schism occurs in the mind. And then you are separated from what you had, and now you are subject to the lie. So then after that, see, so it's in the soul that the wrong belief, see, the inclination toward what is wrong, instead of leaning towards what's right, leaning toward what's wrong, what's naughty, what's forbidden. See, but then the mind and body then respond at lower levels. So the first response is believing the lie, and then come the emotion. See? Emotion. And so eventually, see, this believing one lie, and then other lies that support that lie, and making other mistakes, and other wrong moves, and other reactions. Pretty soon you're reacting to and responding to anything that represents that lie. See, it's also a process of conditioning, and it's an extension of, see, the original belief in the lie. So if you believe the lie that being something more than you could be, being great, being worshipped, being admired, being a god, then you begin responding to false praise. People tell you how good you look or how nice you are, which you're really not. They don't mean it. See, or you might look good, but see, you shouldn't be lapping up that praise. Okay? So you respond to that. And then if somebody says, oh, you're no good or you don't look good, then you react with indignation. You're offended. See? And then you see a piece of jewelry or shoes or a certain jacket or something that you think, well, that would make me great. So you begin responding to that. You begin to want that. See? Then you think having money could make you great. Make it possible for you to do all the things that you want to do. So then you start thinking of, so then you make that too important, or you start thinking of stealing money. See, all the wrong. And then one mistake after another. See, one wrong belief after another. So if you believe the lie about becoming more than you could be, then before long you might get caught up in education. People tell you that by studying, see, and by taking classes and getting degrees and more knowledge, you can become great. See? So then you get caught up in that. So then you believe the lie. You become excited about the idea of another class, more study, more books, more whatever. See, that you think will fulfill you, make you great. See, so one mistake leads to another. So the person who has faith is calm. See, so faith is holding your ground, standing, persevering, not wavering. See, just doing what's right, seeing it, and not doubting it. So it's very important to not believe lies. But you see, in your fallen condition, having fallen to being subject to lies, and no longer see, then what you had once had faith in, those principles, those beautiful values, those virtues, you lose faith in it. You've lost faith in it. Now you don't respond to it anymore like you once did. Remember when you were a little tiny child, how you loved virtue and innocence, sweetness and goodness, and honor, and courage. Then later in life, you don't respond to them anymore. You become more crude, more crass. See, and you'd like to respond to them, And you don't. You see that you don't, so you pretend to. You drum up emotions. So you respond to words. Somebody talks about courage or about greatness or about goodness and about being holy, and then you respond and get emotional about it. But it's a substitute. The more emotion, the less faith. So that's a basic formula you can think of. More emotion, less faith. People become basket cases, don't they? Reacting and overreacting and becoming anxious and fearful and falling apart. See that because they don't have faith. See? So faith is a very important thing. Very important. But what I just wanted you to see in this little video is that believing a lie leads to emotion. See? And then emotion, then you begin to believe in emotions. So if you feel something for someone, then you think, well, if you feel good about someone, then you think they must be good. If you feel bad about don't like someone, then you think they're not good. So you begin to believe emotions becomes the substitute for intuitive understanding. So I think I'll stop at this point, but I think this is important, just to understand that emotion, you fall into emotion when you don't have faith, and you fall into emotion. And the more emotion, the less faith. So it's important to get back to faith. I began by mentioning the meditative life. So that's what we're talking about, getting back to the life of faith. Okay, but you've got to start with simply learning to separate from thoughts, so that you can be closer to the inner light that shines upon all things, that where it is the standard. See, where what is right and what is true and what is good and what is pure, it is the standard. It is that. It's a light that shines. See, the truth is more like a light that shines. I want you to understand that. Truth is not believing some particular word or some particular doctrine or some phrase or some. It is. Truth is the light itself that shines upon things. And in that light, you will sometimes see what is being said is correct. You see it in the light. So you see it intuitively, wordlessly. And if something's not true, well, not right, you see that also. You may not even know why it's not true, but you just sense that it's not true. You're seeing it in the light. So you walk in the light, this inner light. And the way you get to walk in the inner light is by getting out of your imagination. Instead of so you're not lost in imagination, lost in thought. Okay? And by being less emotional, less and less emotional, calmer and calmer and calmer as you remain steadfast in observation. See, begin to observe life. Instead of reacting, falling into things, see, becoming entangled in things, you become more the observer of things. And you see in the light. Okay? And it's a protection. Okay? And it also imparts peace of mind. Okay?